function is 3, but two different values of y, so this is not a function. Another way to determine, if you look at this and explain your answer, we go from here. If we go from here, draw the line, maybe. Draw the line. If we draw this line from one spot to the next, we're okay until we get to the last two. You'll notice this would not pass the vertical line test. We have another. If f of x, the function of x, is equal to 6x plus 5, what is the function value of 5? We would substitute that in. F of x is equal to 6x plus 5. If f of is 5, then 6 times 5 plus 5 is 30 plus 5, so it's equal to 35. Likewise, if f of x is 6x plus 5, but x is determined to be negative 4, then 6 times negative 4 plus 5 is negative 24 plus 5, negative 19. 2 times 4 minus 7, 8 minus 7 is 1. So the f of the function of x, if it's 4, is equal to 1. 2 times negative 3 minus 7, negative 6 minus 7, negative 6 plus a negative 7, negative 13. We have more to determine. We have 4, negative 4, negative 4, 4. 5, negative 5, negative 5, 5, 1, 5. Even though the numbers repeat, they are in different locations, so therefore this would be a function, because for whatever value we have of x, there's only one value that matches up with that. There's only x1 has one value. Once again, we will look at our values here. Looking at our values of x, there's a x is negative 1, x is negative 1 in two different places with two different values of y, so therefore this would not be a function. With functions, we move on to sequences, an ordered list of numbers. Term each number in the sequence. Arithmetic sequence, the difference is the same. In other words, every time from one term to the next, it increases by the same amount. We have a common difference, which means the difference, abbreviated as the difference. How to write an equation given the first four terms of the sequence. Fill in the equation. Term is equal to some number times the n plus something. Find the common difference between the numbers. This number goes in front of the variable n. Multiply the common difference from the above step by 1. If you have to add or subtract anything to get the first term of the sequence, that number gets added or subtracted after the n. So for example, we have 10, 11, 12, 13, and so on and so forth. We have t is equal to some number times n, and then we'll add or whatever. The common difference here